Hello everyone, welcome to Thrifting After Work. My name is David. We have a special guest on today's intro. This is the pup, Kennedy. We are on a walk today. It is a beautiful day here in Las Vegas. A little cloudy, but overall, really good day. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do some thrifting. I thought that would be a good thing to do today. So we'll go to a couple stores, check out the sales, and talk about it from there. See you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, and if you could do me a favor, before we go any further, if you could just drop a like down here on the video, it will really help me out a lot. It helps share my content with others and lets YouTube know I'm doing a pretty okay job over here. So I'd really appreciate it a lot. Also, if this is the first time you're checking out my channel, if you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing. That would also mean a great deal. What's up, guys? So I'm standing here and I'm realizing how dumb I am. Not dumb, but forgetful. So, I haven't been doing this too long, and I was driving down the street today and I looked to my left at a building that I've driven past 1,000 times. It's 2 miles from my house on the way to the freeway that I take to work, to everywhere. And I look over and it's a DI. It's a Desert Industries. There's a thrift store 2 miles. This is literally the closest thrift store to my house, and I've never been here. So I'm gonna go check it out and see what I can find.
All right, so this is my first time in the store, and it's looking okay, but a lot of clothes. So I'm going to go check out the shoes first, and I was a little disappointed because the shelves were a little bit empty. I'm coming here later in the day, and after speaking with one of the salespeople, they do only restock once a day, only first thing in the morning. So that's why it's a little bit limited. Some of the shoes were looking a little rough, but the prices weren't too bad. A lot of $6, a lot of $8. So I'm definitely going to come back on a different day when they do some restocking, but didn't find anything on this shelf. Looked at a couple shoes here. These Asics looked good, but then I realized that they were cleats, so I put them back. And then went around to the other side, and a lot of dress shoes. I don't typically take dress shoes unless they're good, but I see these Adidas over here, and they're looking good. They're looking like a good solid shoe. All the uppers look great, not too bad. Looking at the bottom, and I'm about to pick these up. They're only $8, but then I noticed they're just a little bit too worn, a little too much wear, that you visibly see the difference between the tread. And then I go back to the pots and pans, and I do spot a couple Revere wear lids. These are $1, so I'm definitely going to grab these. Not a lot of other pots and pans. I took a look, mostly just lids. There wasn't really any pans or sets here. So that's it. That's all I got on this trip. Just those 2 lids. All right, on to the next.
So as you see from that first trip, not a huge haul, but some added value. And that's gonna be our theme for today, is added value. So let's go over to the other store and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
All right, so I went into this Goodwill with some high hopes. I checked out the electronics section, and starting out pretty rough, $59 for a broken rotisserie. And then I see just red tag after red tag after red tag. Not what you want to see. High prices everywhere. All right, maybe I'll have better luck in the shoes. I go over to the shoes, checking up and down the aisle, and I'm getting excited. The aisles are full. They're looking great. And then I start looking, $49.99, $49.99, $39.99. Just crazy prices. Somebody must have cleared out a Ross, because these are all cleats. These are all $20 max at a Ross, and none of the other shoes even came close. They took up the whole racks with all these shoes that somebody picked up, and they're just crazy priced. Couldn't even do anything with them. Again, hit with the crazy price. $7.99 for a hat. $7.99 for a hat. $5.99 for a kid's hat. I just couldn't do it. I'm checking out some shirts. I find a Carhartt shirt. It's looking good. I like the plaid. $12.99. Just disappointment after disappointment. I can't even believe everywhere I turned, I couldn't catch a break. I'm coming over, checking my t-shirts, going up and down, and, checking the sleeves. I see a single stitch. I start getting excited, and another bust. At this point, I'm ready to storm out of this store, but I'm going to go through my rounds. I'm going to check the back, and I spot it. The one thing that can turn this trip around, I see the handle all the way from the front of the aisle. That's a Revere wear handle right there, so we're going to go check that out. And the trip might be saved. I got one Revere wear right here. Not bad, $5.99. Already clean on the bottom, which is great. 1978, US made. Really, really good looking. There's some other pans here that I'm going to check. This one right here, I end up putting this back. It is a Wolfgang Puck, large pan, and just the comps weren't there. It's a good quality pan, and I might have even picked it up for personal use, but it just wasn't going to sell for $10. It just wasn't the right investment. Checking on a couple other ones, and this one, I'm super excited about this. This is an all-clad steel bottom for $4.99. This is the big one right here. This right here turns the whole trip around. That's awesome. I thought there might be another one behind it, but I am stoked on that one pan. Check a couple things, but nothing really else, so I head on out.
So that was simultaneously one of the worst and one of the better Goodwill trips I've been on. The prices in there were insane. I picked up a couple things, which we'll go over, but man, somebody was going crazy with those prices. I could not even believe what I saw in there. Alrighty guys, yes, we are still outside. We are still on our walk, but the lighting was great and I'm really enjoying being outside. So I figured I'd film kind of all of my middle pieces here. But yeah, as you can see, that was a crazy trip just because of the prices. The prices were so insane. But I did manage to pick up a couple things. And again, we're talking about added value today. So I'm going to go back in the house. I'm going to show you what I got, talk about why it's going to add value. And there was one really good piece in there. So we'll see that in just a minute. All right, so we are back and this is it. This is the haul. 1, 2, 3, 4 items. So out of those 2 thrift stores that I went to, this is all that I got. And again, usually I check, shoes, some clothes, electronics, pots and pans. That's really what I've been sticking into. Again, if you saw any items on the trips that I missed, please put those in the comments below. I love to learn new things. I'm in no way an expert on anything. So I learned from you guys. I learned from other content creators and resellers. So if I missed anything, let me know. But again, today we're talking about added value. And even though I only picked up these 4 items and, that second trip was really a bust with all those crazy prices, a couple of these items made up for it. So on that first trip to the DI, I picked up these 2 Revere Ware lids. They were $1 each, and I've talked about this before, but a lid for a Revere Ware pot or pan is going to add about $5 of value. So these 2 items are going to net me about $8, which is, again, spending maybe about half hour in the store. Not the greatest time versus return on investment, but still okay because we're adding value to things I already had. And on that second trip to the Goodwill, I did walk out with these 2 pans. Now this first Revere Ware pan, $5.99, not bad. It's gonna be about a $10, $15 pan by itself. And just immediate added value is one of the lids I got fit this pan. So what I'm doing right now is I'm building out Revere Ware sets, hoping to get 10 to 12 pieces that I can sell as a whole. So just having these 2 together is going to add about $20 to $25 value to whatever set that I get, which is awesome. So already right there, the story's coming together, which is really what we want to see. Again, I'm doing this part-time. If I was making a living at this, I would have been a little disappointed with the haul today and the time that I invested. It's about 2 hours worth of time, but still wasn't all that bad. And then the big find was this, which was actually cheaper than this, $4.99 for an all-clad 9-inch skillet. Now these go anywhere from about $60, maybe about $50 depending on condition, all the way up to $100 just for this one pan. So kind of splitting the difference there, I'm thinking $75 profit on this pan minus my cost of goods of $4.99. $70 I'll charge shipping on that because it's just a little bit heavier. So overall, when I'm talking about the whole trip, I'm talking about $8 worth of value here, but I'm putting these 2 together. So $75 here and about $25 here realistically on this whole trip. So $100 is going to be kind of my net profit once I get these all kind of put together and sent out. Now, when I think about my time investment, I spent about 2 hours, and that's in the first store with a little bit less, about an hour in the second store and some driving in between. So if I break that down, that's $50 an hour, which isn't too bad. That's a pretty good return on investment for my time. Again, when I spend that much time in a Goodwill and when those prices are so crazy, I'm happy to even walk out with anything. Usually it's nice to be able to make a few different purchases to try to get to that same dollar amount, but the fact that I just got one to get me there is even better because it's less time for processing and more time just to get this one item cleaned, listed, and sold could make me what, 3 or 4 pairs of shoes might, or, some shoes and electronic, or, a pair of jeans and this. So overall, my effort of getting these items listed and put together is going to be less for the profit that I'm making, which is great. So again, I almost walked out of that Goodwill. It was crazy. I just got hit after hit after hit with high prices, disappointment in the finds, finding something good, and again, it being just too overpriced, and then I spotted these two, so it made up for the whole trip. And again, just not too bad. I'm happy with the result, and I'm gonna get these listed and hopefully sold pretty soon. Thanks again for sticking around, watching through the whole thing. I appreciate it, guys. If you can do me again a favor, drop a like on the video. It really helps out. Also, please subscribe to the channel. I'm this close to 300 subscribers. It means so much to me. I appreciate everybody who comes back and watches my videos. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you in the next one.